What is going on, man? Ladies and gentlemen, what it is, what it is. This is Flat Out Elected. It is 243 west of the Rockies, south of the 33rd parallel. Welcome, everybody. Flat Earth, what's the problem? I would love to know what the problem is with this biblical truth that seems to be making demons coming out of the woodwork like I've never seen before. But God bless them because they're proving my Bible absolutely correct. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Rose Patton, Knowledge Scavenger, Johnny KZJ, John Guevara, and of course, Brian Verville and Rancan Campbell. What is going on, everybody? And I don't know if I'm kicked right now, but I don't hear any sound. But if you don't have an azimuth like with a distant map in your backyard, you might not want to make any more claims about your fictitious. Yep, that's the nice mic, isn't it? Yep. So that was a fail. Bad connections, bad introductions.
No, we can hear you just fine, Pillbox. I guess everybody doesn't want to talk right now. That's kind of weird. Yeah, what's the problem? I don't understand why people don't understand it. Just find the boss. It's not difficult. I guess everybody doesn't want to talk right now. That's kind of weird.
I'm talking.
Oh, see that, Rand? I muted you because I thought you forgot to mute, and I was hearing Rose coming from your speakers. So sorry about that.
What the hell?
Yeah, so go ahead and unmute, Rand. Sorry about that. We thought you were just going to play the speakers for us.
This is a good opening to a hangout. This is good.
This is the best hangout opening ever. Yeah, but what is the problem? Why are people losing their minds and going schizophrenic over this biblical truth? I mean, now people are claiming that it's of the devil, yet the Bible basically spells it out as a flat, stationary earth. How is it of the devil when God is telling us we're on a flat, stationary earth? Sounds like a mental problem.
I've just noticed that people get triggered. You mentioned flat earth and they just get triggered. I mean, they go all bonkers and lose their mind. And these are Christians, so.
Yeah, I think over a long period of indoctrination with fake pictures and space exploration, so-called, that's what I think brainwashed them to the max. It's really the masterpiece of the Masons, if you ask me. What they do.
I agree. The programming works too. It's called programming, and it works. So.
Especially this one. They put a lot of effort into this one.
Oh, a lot of effort. Thousands of years. Maybe, not thousands. Yeah. I don't know. When did Darwin come out?
Well, that was I think in the 1800s. But yeah, even before that, I mean, Greeks were already, kind of putting forth this idea that the ships, they sink below the horizon and gradually disappear. And now we know, of course.
Yeah, but
that's not the case.
But a long time ago, people believed it was flat already. It was like a given, like it's flat. And if you didn't think it was flat, they'd kill you.
The Hebrews did. But the Greeks, they kind of tried to counter this, the pagans. They wanted to forward a belief in the spherical earth, with the ships. That was one of the first things that they brought up. The argument has now been debunked.
Absolutely. So, Rand, you there? Flat Earth to Rand.
Yes, Flat Earth to Rose, Flat Earth to Rose. Come in, Rose. Are you there, Rose?
I'm here. The satellites are not working.
Again with these satellites. You know what? That's exactly what happens when you use no-name brand tinfoil. I told you got to go with Reynolds wrap.
It's kind of weird. Like if I'm on top of the mountain, my cell phone won't work until I go down into the valley. Then my cell phone service goes back on. Shouldn't it be the opposite?
Well, that's because you're closer to the towers.
I know, but but we have satellites, right? So you would think that me being on a mountain, I get the best reception, right?
Okay, you've already made the first flaw. You've made the first flaw, Rose. To think. We're the useless eaters. We're not very good at thinking. We're supposed to work, consume, sleep, and shut up. Work, consume, sleep, and shut up. That's it.
Repeat. I know. Be a nice worker, be in our castle.
Yeah, and you know what? Watch a lot of the news so that we can manipulate and condition your emotions so that we can pull the strings. because not only are you a slave, you're a puppet.
Well, I got out of
We
the
need you to
beehive,
do as we're
Rand,
told.
and I'm actually the one using the smoke to get the bees out of the beehive.
You what? So you're. Oh, I like that. You're disrupting the beehive.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
Well, you better
I
not let
escaped.
them find out what they can be like, right?
Nothing they can do. I'm not in the hive anymore.
You get stung messing around with those bee slaves.
It's all right. I could take a couple stings. It's all good.
Yeah, we've taken many, you and I, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm not allergic. I'll live.
I see Bro Sanchez is over there wanting to rally the troops, the flat earth truthers, amongst ourselves. Because he's taking some big hits lately, too. He's it's crazy, man. Flat earth. What is it about this flat earth? Why do they hate it?
It's the programming. You're supposed to hate it. You're supposed to. Your first reaction mostly is like, "That's stupid." You just don't understand science. So you're going to be your reaction. Some good propaganda. Once you realize the truth, though, that the Earth is flat, it becomes so obvious after that. It's so obvious after that. And when you go outside, you go, wow, why didn't I see this? How could I not see this?
Exactly.
So obvious after. It's just a
Yeah,
point of
once you
breaking
wake
that
up-
conditioning.
Yeah. Once you wake up, it's like crazy. You know what it reminds me of? Okay, you know about water bugs, right? That water bugs are swimming under the water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like in a pond, you'll have, thousands of water bugs and they're just swimming in the water. And eventually, at some point, the water bugs, one by one, will make their way to the surface of the water and then come out of the water and become dragonflies. That's where dragonflies come from.
I didn't know that. That's
And-
amazing. That's
Right?
pretty-
Yeah, it's
I love
crazy.
dragonflies. They're beautiful.
Right? Yeah, man. And so these water bugs are, let's say there's a whole family of water bugs. They've been chilling and hanging out for as long as they've been water bugs, and they're down there. And they realize that every once in a while, one of their friends will float up to the top and not come back. And so they devise a pact. They vow to each other that when it's their turn to go up and go out of the water, to go up to what they see as the top, when it's their turn, they're going to make a promise that they'll come back to tell everybody what's up there. They're going to tell.
On the nature.
Come on now, let me tell my story. And so
I want to see this.
So all these water bugs, they make this pact, they make this agreement, and sure enough, one day, one of the water bugs that had made this agreement makes it to the top, and it comes out the top, the surface of the water, and it sprouts its beautiful wings, and it starts to fly, and it transforms into this amazing dragonfly, and it's free, and it's sailing through the air, and it's looking at all this new, amazing. Everything is different. Everything is new. It's just unbelievable, and it's flying, and it's lost in the freedom of being a dragonfly. It's like, wow. Then it realizes, oh, I have to go back and tell my friends, but it can't.
Right. And then what, Ran? Don't stop there.
That's it.
That's it.
It can't tell them. They can't hear it. They're in the water. They're in the system. They're in the only thing they know. It can't go back into the system and tell them that there's freedom on the other side of that water. And that's what we're up against. We're up against water bugs. They don't know anything but. Go ahead.
But we have an advantage because we can tell them.
Well, telling them and them having the ears and the eyes to see are two different things. They might as well be submerged in water. They might as well be submerged in water.
A lot of people don't know there's something to tell them. They don't even realize there's something going on. So to give them that little bit and say, hey, there's something wrong. You need to pay attention to this. Might wake a lot of people up because a lot of people don't know there is something wrong. To wake up too.
Well, we're telling them, but it's literally like Stevie, like trying to explain color to Stevie Wonder. You can't explain color to a blind man. If I say to a blind man, okay, I know you've never, I know you've never seen before, but let me explain something to you, Stevie. The color red is very, very hot. That would be considered a hot color. And then Stevie goes, oh, well, that's weird. I had a popsicle this morning, and my friend told me it was red. And then you're like, oh, that's right. Okay, so blue. Blue is considered very, very cold. That would be a color that would describe the temperature of being cold. And then he goes, so the red popsicle was blue? You go, no, it was still red. He goes, oh, well, I have a gas stove, and my friend told me that the flames are blue. So are the flames cold? You understand? It's impossible to explain things to people that can't see them. You cannot explain color to a blind man. You cannot explain spiritual matters to the spiritually blind, and they're not going to be able to hear you because they're spiritually deaf. They might as well be submerged in water like the water bugs. They're not going to be able to hear you.
But Rand, there is people that have woken up to the things that we talk about, though. So I don't think it's that extreme. I understand what you're saying, but I don't think it's that extreme.
No, God has a time for everybody. Look at this. Revelation News. Let's go. Revelation News was mocking us in somebody's channel 2 weeks ago. I was watching it. Well, we were all watching it live here, watching them over there, simulcasting us, and he was in their chat with a whole bunch of people that claim to be Christians and that were mocking us. And he was one of them. You understand? So 2 weeks ago, he was the water bug submerged in water, had no clue of the freedom of this truth. The truth sets you free. He had no idea that within Christ there are many truths. Jesus Christ said there are in heaven there are many doors. I would say the same could be said for truth. There are many doors. Yes, Jesus Christ is the big truth. But within Christ, when there are many doors that are opened up. The Lord has shown me so much, Rose. And each time he shows me something, it's a truth, and it goes directly against what I thought was true in this world. I used to be, Rose, listen, man. I used to be, you and I talked about this the first night we talked when we were sharing what music we liked. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you remember, but
yeah, I do.
Right? And I told you I like the Eagles. I used to love the Eagles. I still think to this day, pound for pound, they are the most talented band in the history of history. If you listen to each individual musician, how they sing, they all write music, they all play every instrument, they work together, they're a perfect band. Just good. And then I had bought of course they are. I had bought a DVD set called The Reunion Tour in Melbourne, Australia, and it was a beautiful HD double disc DVD concert, and I used to play it every Saturday. I've told this story many times. Playing it, one of my favorite songs came on, and it was New Kid in Town. Now, why it's my favorite song is because when my mother killed my father and I grew up in an orphanage and ended up being taken out of the orphanage, of where I was never allowed to turn on a radio or a TV. I was never allowed to use a telephone. I was never allowed to do anything. I was in a prison growing up. And when they took me out of there and put me in this group home, they let me go into what they call the stereo lounge with a pack of cigarettes on top of that. And said, yeah, you can smoke. You can go in the fridge anytime you want. You can use the phone. And there's the stereo room. You can go in there and listen to the stereo. I was like, what? I was never allowed to do that up until the age of 14. And so I went in that lounge and I lit up a cigarette and I turned on the radio. And the very first song that came on was this one, New Kid in Town, which just happened to be me. I was the new kid in town. And so when the song came on, I laid back and I fell in love. First song I was allowed to put on a radio myself. So now I'm at home about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, got the DVD, the Eagles DVD on, and I'm listening to the music. And it comes to that part for New Kid in Town by Glenn Frey. He's the one that wrote it and sang it. And Glenn Frey gets on a microphone, and I've heard this DVD 500 times if I've heard it once. And I turned a lot of people on to the Eagles when they come into my house on a Saturday hearing that. They were like, wow, they're good. And many people became Eagles fans because of that. And all of a sudden, he's about to sing New Kid in Town. And for the first time, I hear this on the DVD. He says, this song I wrote during the peak of our Satan worshiping. And I went, what? And I went over to my television and I rewound it on the DVD player and I played it again. And it said, yep, during our Satan worshiping years. And I went, wow. Mm-hmm. And I took it out and I never played it again.
Never heard that before though, huh?
Never heard it before. It slipped me. And then another time I was at my friend's house in Ottawa and we were playing Scrabble because I don't know if you know this, but I'm a Scrabble champion. But I'm a good, but we were playing Scrabble and had the radio on, and a Hall of Notes song came on. I forget what it's called, but anyways, in the song it says it's gonna take the devil to replace her.
Yeah,
it's gonna take the devil to replace her. Right?
There's a smile. Yeah.
Right, and so I look at my friend and I said, "Hold on a second, man. What did he just say?"
She's gone.
He said, "What?" In the song, he goes, "It's gonna take the devil to replace her."
Yeah. I know.
I was like, wow, So I guess the point that I'm trying to get to is that, when you're in Christ, all of a sudden you're like that water bug that turns into a dragonfly and everything's new and you see it all. And I think that's kind of where you and I are at, because you and I've
been past
I know,
man.
We know some truthers, right? Right? You and I know some truthers. We've been around the truth thing for quite some time. But you and I think, I'm not saying we know more than others, but I think there isn't very much that we haven't researched, you and I. We've researched MK Ultra, we've researched DUMBs, deep underground military bases, Satanism, and you and I have broke down the barriers of researching this truth.
Absolutely, yeah, a lot of years.
So yeah, I know a lot of truth. So I don't know. For me, it's like, Lord, come get us, take me home. I have been here way too long.
I've had the same thing happen to me, Rand, where I really enjoy a certain type of music or a certain type of thing. And once I woke up, I look at it and go, I can't do this anymore. I can't listen to this anymore. And I had to rip up my T-shirts, my rock T-shirts, because they had the Baphomet seal on it. Didn't even know it was the Baphomet seal. And I'm walking around wearing this thing, And then, just realizing, seeing things that I didn't see before. And I've had these T-shirts for years and never even knew. And then once you start waking up and the truth is revealed to you, you go, oh my God, I can't believe this. I used to love this song. I used to love this band. This used to be my favorite T-shirt and blah, blah, blah. And don't even realize you're walking around with the demon symbolism and listening to a high priest, Satanist. That's how they get you, though.
Oh, listen, there's I'm wanted in a couple of other hangouts, and I know I've been being asked to go join these hangouts. I don't know what I don't know what it is. So here's what we're gonna do. Seeing as it's just kind of you and me right now, hun, shut this hangout down. I'm going to go. Jibby, are they calling me into another hangout?
What's going on? Go ahead.
I don't know. Am I being asked to go join another hangout? And what hangout is it? And where's the link?
Good questions.
I sent you the link, Rand.
Or do they just want? Are they trying to get you to shut down your show?
Well, no,
sent you the
I
link,
think
Rand.
they want to talk to me.
Yeah.
Good question, Brian.
But I got called into their hangout once before and got attacked for being a Christian. So I'm a bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know, bro.
Like
Yeah, he's my friend, but tell them they got to add me on Skype and send me the link through Skype. I don't accept hangout links unless it's through Skype. So
I sent you the link, Rand, on a hangout.
what do you mean, bro? What do you mean? To go into it?
Yeah, I think you saw it already. It said you saw it already. I sent you the link on a chat through Hangout.
Why are they asking me to do it?
I don't know, but it's not negative at all. I don't think it's like a one-side thing. Jibby was on there and he wanted I guess you guys to join for some reason. I don't think it's negative at all. Brother Sanchez wasn't coming off like that, to be honest.
Well, the last time they called me into a hangout.
Yeah, if Jibby was asking him to come over, it probably was not a bad thing.
Why don't you just ask Sanchez to come over here?
What's the name? Candy's on there too.
All right, let me just figure it out. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. Let me get rid of what I don't want, what I don't need, what's getting in my way. What is this? Pure nonsense. I see the link here. Is this what you're talking about? That you sent me, Willis?
Yeah, if it's on Google Hangouts, then yes.
Okay. All right. So here, I don't think. Can I do both at once?
I don't know if it is it on one device.
No, I'm on one device. I guess I can't.
So.
My wife's got my phone. So I don't know. Okay, I'm going to try to go over and see what they want. If we get shut down, I'll start another hangout. So just give me a minute. If we get shut down, I apologize. I'll be on Bro Sanchez's channel for a minute, and then I'll come back. Let me see what they want.
Well, this hangout will probably end within the next 4 minutes. It's 3:06 right now, and obviously with last night's escapade of weirdo criminals, of course, bombing hangouts and disgusting ways. Of course, the wonderful mind of the heliocentric space monkey has been exposed. We are waiting for Rand Campbell to come back here, but we'll probably end this hangout as assuming everybody is going to go over to Brother Sanchez. Whether, I don't know, I guess that's where everybody wants to meet because they're too afraid to have a foundation of truth, I personally believe. And I don't think it's going to be too much progress when people don't even have a clue why evil is wrong. And that's why they're always fighting each other. If you don't have a foundation of truth, you don't even have a claim that that's wrong anyway. So that's the reality. What you got, Brian?
Oh, not much. I'm just trying to figure out what everybody was doing. Yep, that's all.
Yeah, I'm assuming Rand's not going to come back, and this is going to end soon. But yeah, Brother Sanchez, said he was going to come over here and didn't no-show, which gave us a reason to cancel the hangout earlier. So that's kind of a weird thing. But yeah, I mean, these people don't even have a foundation of truth anyway, so they can talk a big game all they want, but they don't have a leg to stand on. That's the reality of it. You want to meet into a place of agreement. You don't even have a leg to stand on. You don't even know what the word agreement means. And that's the truth of this is that people don't even realize this is not a physical warfare. This is a spiritual warfare. These are antichrist. You don't even believe in antichrist, you're not going to help this battle at all. It's that simple. If you think that Satan is not the little g god of this world and you think you're going to save people, you ain't doing anything for anybody.
I agree, 100%.
What do you think, Rose? What do you think, Rose?
Could somebody please send me the link of the channel in the side chat?
Well, that's not our priority here, Johnny. I mean, that's something that could be handled outside of this hangout.
I don't have it.
Alrighty, well, I'll wait Rose's return. I'm not sure if she's coming back. Willis, I don't know if you got anything to say.
He's probably watching the other one.
Yep, I guarantee it. Yeah, 300 viewers or 3 viewers. If people don't have a foundation of truth, it doesn't matter if there's 3 million viewers. If you don't have a foundation of truth, it means nothing. It means you have 3,000 or 3 million people that are lost, not knowing what they're doing because they can't show up to something that actually matters, that has a foundation of truth. All these flat earthers ignoring the Bible are no different than the Glober. That's the reality. You're still deceived. That is the reality. There is no way around it. You are still deceived. It doesn't matter if you know the shape of the floor below you and you ignore your creator. You have to have a foundation of truth. And that's that.
Yeah, I guess we didn't have a choice on that one, huh?